Hi everyone, MJ here. Periscope and on YouTube. I'm just going to say hi right here using the keyboard here on yeah. Let's see. There we go. Okay, good. Got a little bit of latency. If that's okay. J boy, how you doing? Nice to have you with us. Namaste to you, sir. How's everything? Yeah. We're just. Might seem like a boring life, but we don't have lockdown here, and COVID-19 is basically over here in Taiwan. I carry around a mask, in my little mask minder, but that's about it now. Not many people are carrying them these days. I do have an envelope, with a couple of spare new. Actually, I got a pile of them at home, because in Taiwan they ramped the. I know it is a big thing now. They ramped up the production, so now there's millions of masks, and Taiwan's donating them all over the place. So some interesting things have been happening in the international space with Taiwan and this whole COVID-19 thing. I mean, nobody really knew, that it was going to go the way that it went. I mean, we were in Thailand at the end of January when it first started to become a big thing. And, we came back to Taiwan on February 4, and it hadn't actually started to really break out by then. But a month later, of course, it was all over the place. Now, Taiwan took control of the masks, as you know, so. Yep. I read that, 20 Indian soldiers died. Listen, people are getting tired of it, and I stay out of politics, but I do want to show you something that happened today, because all this stuff with Taiwan's diplomacy and people getting tired of China, they call it wolf diplomacy. They're like a bad kid. They just react to every little thing, temper tantrum. They have no control over their emotions, and they always talk about, you're hurting the feelings of the Chinese people, and it's like, what are you, 2? What are you, 3? I know. There's a lot of Indian broadcasts, and of course, in Taiwan, we love Indians. There's a lot of Indians here, and all of them are very highly educated, speak English. They're all engineers, PhDs, masters. I haven't met an Indian person in Taiwan that has anything less than a master's. I met a guy the other day, and he's studying electrical engineering at one of the universities, and I said, so you're in the PhD program? He goes, no, actually I already have a PhD. He says he's doing something else. This guy's so high level, I don't even know. Because let me tell you, you want to know what university I went to? Disco Tech. Because when I got out of high school, I went on the road playing guitar, so. Yeah, it is crazy, but it's going to backfire on them. They don't understand. It's going to backfire. So let me show you a couple cool things that happened. Let me show you this. This is what happened this week in Wikipedia. Now, this never happened before. If you notice, right there you go. Country in East Asia. It says Taiwan, and I circled it, using my little finger scribbling on it, right on the screen. But it says Taiwan, officially the Republic of China, is a country in East Asia, neighboring countries, and it talks about the PRC, the Northwest. So wow, this was huge. Nobody, Now the other interesting thing is, we're waiting for them to start complaining. Of course they will, but here's the thing. They banned Wikipedia, all versions of it, in 2019, and there were a little bit of Chinese language Wikipedia infiltration, but they just eventually cut off, because they want to write their own history. They want to write things the way that they see it from their viewpoint. So they have their own version of everything. They got their own YouTube, their own Twitter, they got their own, everything. So Facebook, and so yeah, like Weibo and all these things, and WeChat and stuff, So, I just. But what happens is all the elitists have Twitter, So it's blocked in China, but the elitists have it so they can spy on, what the Western world's saying about them, and then they complain about it. So I kind of think that, if they ban, this is the way I think about it. I mean, fair is fair. If they ban Twitter in their country, then I think that people from their country should be banned from using it. I just think you can't have it both ways. Now, something else happened this week, which is interesting. I don't know if you guys follow astronomy, but Dr. Brian May, astrophysicist, and of course, guitarist for Queen, posted a very interesting series of 3D stereos that ultimately came from the New Horizons probe. See, the New Horizons is so far away from Earth that if you take a picture from Earth and you take a picture from the New Horizons, the parallax is so great that you can actually see the depth of two stars, Proxima Centauri and Wolf 359. You guys know Wolf 359 from fighting the Borg in the Federation, right? That's a real place, a real star. Anyway, so Brian May, being the stereoscopic expert that he is, all the New Horizons guys, they very properly give him the files to manipulate. He knows this business, right? And so he created these beautiful stereos. He creates what we call parallel, which is where you just cause your eyes to relax and look past the object, and then they come together, or where you actually do cross eyes. So anyway, what happened was I do parallel because I've been doing that since I was a kid. I've always been interested in stereoscopy. When I was a little kid, I used to sit around and draw things and arrange things to make them stereoscopic, and I learned how to look at things, like that, not cross-eyed, but parallel viewing. And so I saw the depth, obviously, in Wolf 359 and Proxima Centauri, but it looked like I saw depth in other stars. And I was like, wow. So I replied to him and I said, wow, I see depth in other stars too. And I said, this needs to be an ongoing project where a spaceship just travels through space and continuously snaps pictures all around to give us parallax views of everything. Now, here's what I didn't expect. What I didn't expect was, I didn't expect that Brian May was actually going to respond to me. So if you see in the top, those are my comments. I said, there is depth to some of the other stars, exclamation point. This needs to be an ongoing project with a small spacecraft, simply snapping photos as it travels along, creating parallax views continuously. And so Brian typed back. You can see, he says, at Taiwan Live TV, that's me obviously. He says, well, I too thought I saw depth in the background, but sadly it's an illusion caused by pixelation and noise. Ooh. The parallaxes of those background stars are on the order of 100 times smaller than the displacement of Proxima. So sadly, and then so basically, he very diplomatically said, no, you're wrong, which, okay. So now here's what I said again. I said, oh, this time my eyes are fooled by noise. Typically it's my ears. Thank you for the clear explanation. And what I mean by that is I've been working in the studio for years, recording studio and doing records and things. And so of course, we hear artifacts and so forth in the record. So, all right, and when I'm doing some mock-ups for some Taiwan Live TV, bling and stuff. And so I'll show this in a second. But before doing anything, I want to thank my sponsor, iVideo.com.tw. They provide me with a fantastic Wi-Fi box. It's a battery bank, and it's 4G LTE, and they have 5G coming, okay? 5G, okay? And so even if you got a 4G phone, but you got a 5G Wi-Fi box, the Wi-Fi is going to be fast enough that you can take advantage of a 5G Wi-Fi connection. So iVideo.com.tw is providing our internet connections in the field, and we really appreciate it. They've been a sponsor of mine for more than 2 years. Really great. And they've got an excellent crew. The problem is right now it's very hard on companies like that because they provide these internet services for travelers. And of course, you know what's going on with travel right now. Yeah. So, a couple of other things happened this week that I'll tell you about in a few minutes. But let's see. What is this? This is. Oh yes, this is from the Ministry of Health and Welfare, and I wanted to show you this. This is a screenshot. They put up, the government of Taiwan put up a new website, and it's called, it's Crucial Policies for Combating COVID-19. They're actually sharing their COVID-19 protocols with the rest of the world, and so you don't need, hey Mark, how you doing? Nice to have you with us. You don't need permission from China to be able to view this, just do it. Now, let's see, what do we got here? Oh yeah, we got a little coffee cup here, and I'm doing these little mock-ups to see what might fly here. I like these kind of things too, so should put coffee with Ken on this. I like that brush stroke. Late Night with MJ Klein. I like the brushstroke on that a lot. And there's another thing that I want to show you too. That here you go. I love this one. Look at that. Taiwan Live TV T-shirt. Now you know Casper has a prototype that I made 2 years ago of the old logo, the original logo. Of course, we have updated our logo now, and so we're no longer using that same logo, and we can just put this over here or do whatever we want with it. Yeah, we're no longer using that same logo, and so yeah, that's a good one. I should have put it under here, so it was like, anyway, should do that with a shirt. That's actually funny. I don't know if I could do that with a shirt. Like I could get it big enough and turn it this way and put it down here. I don't know. It's too big. There you go, something like that. I don't know, except yeah, you can't see it, so have to cut the neck out, but there you go. Is that dumb or what? Okay, we're having too much fun. We're having too much fun. Now, as you know, we're talking about Dr. Brian May a few minutes ago. I follow him on Twitter. Excuse me, I follow him on Instagram, and it's okay. I got a Jefferson Union T-shirt on, which has been one of my customers for years. They do pipe fittings in the United States. Really good company. Been in business about 120 years. But Brian's been sitting on his sitting in his sitting room, sitting in his sitting room, signing guitars, and he's showing off the guitars all around. And I had this idea on, and I mentioned it on Instagram, but he didn't respond to me on that one. But I said, what we should do is we should all post pictures of ourselves playing our Brian May guitars everywhere that we do it. And so, oh, my food's coming? Oh my, I think so. And so what I did was I dug out some pictures of me playing the Brian May guitar here in Taiwan. It turns out that I've done well over 100 shows in Taiwan. Everything from stadiums down to coffee shops. Using the Brian May guitar, it's very versatile. It's the most versatile guitar that I've ever used. Let me show you some of the pictures, okay? And I'll show you the background. First of all, this is Obviously, this is me. This is Taiwan Stadium, and this is 2008. You can barely see it on the. I guess it's this way. I can't even because it's backwards. Anyway, so it's 2008. It's Songkran, or the Thai New Year. And if you look real carefully behind me, you can see that there's a box amp there, which is critical. It's crucial for playing with the Brian May guitar. And that particular amp has a really high treble EQ, so it acted a lot like a treble booster. But that's a little tuner that I've got on top of it. But that's the Brian May guitar at Taiwan Stadium in 2008. And then we had an opportunity to work on a movie premiere. Now this is me with the following year, 2009. We're in Taipei, and we call the band Blue Sky. Now, for those of you who may follow my blog, the guy on the far right, his name is O. The guy on the left is R.A. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had the ZZ Top look going on. You know, the funny thing is, right, it took me a little while to realize that a beard just makes me look like a really old man. I mean, I am an old man, but there's no need to, like, make it, look like it. So, yeah, believe it or not, I know it doesn't, I know it's hard to believe, but that, let me do this. I know it's hard to believe, but that is me. Of course, I was also, like, 20 kilograms heavier, too. So, that's the Brian May guitar. We are at, the name of the movie is called Detours to Paradise. It was produced in Taiwan by Taiwanese filmmaker. It's an excellent film. And R.A., who's the lead singer of the band, was actually, he starred in the movie. And in this, I think I have accidentally, wait a second, let me do this. I think I have accidentally, dummy me, I zoomed. This is a shot of R.A. and I, and we are at the we're at the Beaton Music Fest in Taipei, and this is the same year. This would be 2009, and that's the Beaton River. This was actually this was a very nice music festival, and it featured music from not just Taiwanese bands. We're a Thai band. We're doing like all Thai music in Thai language and everything, and I learned the songs, and I learned the words to sing the background vocals in Thai and stuff. It was really good. And that again is me with a Brian May guitar, and I got I'm wearing my bush hat. I didn't wear my bush hat all the time, but there's a time period like during 2009 when I was doing those shows, especially because that one, man, that was a hot day. They had we were under an awning and stuff. But I got a sunburn, man. Especially, let's see how my left arm, the one that's holding, the fingerboard, my left arm is in the sun. And I remember I came home from the show and my arm was all red. So, all right, so let's do this. Let's go back. And there's one other thing that I want to show you, and you're going to find this pretty interesting, I think. A Thai music magazine came out in Taiwan, and this is a Thai language music magazine. And the oh yes, absolutely, you're absolutely right about that. So you know where I'm talking about. That is a lovely place. And so let me move this over a little bit. This is, of course, it's a bigger picture. It's hard to see. I never went on the paddle boats, but that bridge is nice. My wife and I walked across there a number of times. It's a nice place. That, of course, is R.A. on the front, and that's me in the background with my shades on, my beard, and my bush hat, which, you guys on Taiwan Live TV have seen me wear that hat. I've had that hat for 20 years. It's been in 10 countries. So, but I think, I don't know if this is the first time that a Brian May guitar has been on a Thai music magazine cover. Maybe I would expect that Brian May has been, himself has been on the cover of the Thai music magazine or Thai language magazine, regardless of where it was produced, because this was produced in Taiwan, even though it's Thai language. but this is probably the first time that a Brian May guitar has been featured on a Thai language publication where Brian May wasn't the one playing it. So that's, you know, that's probably a true statement. So there it is, and there's the guitar, and it's very clearly, you can see it's the guitar. Now of course it has Chinese subtitles down there with the Thai too, but so yeah, exactly. So the hat does travel. So all right, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dave in Osaka, live from Greenland. You're watching Taiwan Live TV with MJ Klein.
And I want to thank my good friend Dave for doing that bumper, because Dave's been such a big supporter of my show over the years. It's amazing. He's the greatest live streamer in the world. Now let me do this before I go any further. If you guys want to contact me here at Taiwan Live TV, we have an email. And Casper tells me though that the mailing label link is broken. I got to fix that. I haven't looked at it. But if you want to send me an email, you can send an email latenight@taiwanlive.tv, and we'll get it here. Something you want to ask me, something you want me to cover, something you want me to talk about, something you don't want me to talk about, whatever it is, yeah, let's have it. All right, now, when we were in Thailand a couple of nights ago, I showed some videos, and you know, Prism Live Studio is a very, very good way of showing videos on a live stream. My food is, the boss is, he's busy making all the takeout stuff. I'm sitting here and I'm a local customer, so no big deal. I'm gonna eat a couple of these garlic peanuts though while I'm here. These are really good. Just hope these haven't like gotten past their prime. Nope, they're still good. I got something else to show you in a minute. It's kind of interesting, kind of special actually. But when we were in Thailand a couple of nights ago, when I was on, I showed you some short video clips from when we were there. I have a couple more that I want to show you. That one's kind of funny. I grew up in Florida. And Florida's known for having manatees. They're absolutely beautiful animals. A nickname for them is the sea cow. Completely harmless, completely benign. Vegetarian. Slow, but not cumbersome. Beautiful animals. And we were at the place in the aquarium in Thailand, in Bangkok. I want you to look at this. It looks just like what's going inside. Okay, so that was it. And that was a fun video. Now, of course, we went up north to the Golden Triangle at the confluence of Laos, Thailand, and Myanmar. And what I'd like to show you is what it's like up there right next to the Mekong River. And it splits off into the other river, and I forget the name of it. But there's two little videos that I'd like to show you of that section where we did a walk around. And let's see, right here, one of them. And that's the Mekong. Okay, so that's what it looks like right at the edge of the river in the Golden Triangle. But there's a temple nearby, and there's another gate, and let me just show you that video next. By the way, I shot these with my Xiaomi 9T Pro mobile phone in high resolution using my gimbal, and I used the regular video app. So I had, I had super wide, and telephoto available. So here we go. All right, now, I did do some live streams during that time, and I did a live stream at that very place. And those videos are supplementary to that. So, hey Dave, how you doing? Fist bump to you. Nice to have you with us. The easiest way to see those past live streams is to just go to TaiwanLive.tv. Okay? Everything that I've done on that channel is available for viewing. Obviously for free. Dave, how's it going? I have some video content from when you were here last year that I want to show, but not now. In an upcoming show. Right now what I want to do is show you this little thing. Now, this is a fan with like flexible blades.
等一下，咸猪肉还没好。
好，谢
因为
谢。
你的最慢烤。
Okay. Go ahead. And so the flexible blades, you know, they pop out when it speeds up. But I mean, this thing was in a drawer for like 5 years. I've had this for a long time. And I don't trust this because this is one of those kinds of lanyards that pops open, so you put it around your neck, it can break. But I got it for nostalgia's sake. Now here's the reason that I want to show this to you. This thing is at least 10 years old. It's a promotional thing, obviously. I mean, come on. Now, how cool is that? Yeah. Did I show this to you, Dave? Or did I show it on stream or something? I don't remember. It's been like lost in the drawer. And recently I did a lot of, well, my wife and I did a lot of remodeling and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I know where that is. So, hey, Dean, how you doing? Fist bump to you too. Maybe from the broadcast days. Okay, yeah. These, at the very latest, it would have been 2017. That's how long broadcast has been gone, almost 3 years. So the thing is, the output of it isn't as high as some of the other ones, but it's enough to make a difference. But just sitting here, you know, and like having this thing with the, somebody is going to offer to buy this. Now, obviously, what it is, let me just show you real quick. There's a single strip of LEDs on this blade. This blade is clear. I think that if I probably, I don't know if I want to apply any heat, I may be able to find a way to just shape these, you know, so they're a little more efficient as a fan, but I don't think it matters. But at any rate, if you'll notice, it's hard to see. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a, let me put my hand behind it. There's a slip ring in there. This is like from the Tesla days. That's how they get the signal, you know, into this thing that's spinning, because it's spinning. So you can't have a wire on it, you know. There's a slip ring on there. So I think I need to take some of my little contact spray. I mean, you just program these. It takes 3 of these, you know, AAAs, and you just program them, and you can put anything that you want in there, right? And so I just gotta have Taiwan Live TV fan. I gotta do it. Anyway, so I love you. And so Dave, we were looking at some. Oh, just we're looking at some. He's putting the pork into the pan here. Oh, all right. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at maybe doing a Taiwan Live TV coffee mug, and this is my mock-up for a new Taiwan Live TV t-shirt. Of course, I was goofing around with it earlier. And let me see if I can do this. That's my my mock-up for a Taiwan Live TV t-shirt. And I just, you know, that color, man, I just love that color. I love that color so much. So, oh, Dave, you switched from Periscope to YouTube. So I love this thing. A mug would be great, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? And then we could get, oops, whoa, there's an earthquake. We could get Ken Rod's picture on that too. So that's a funny little thing. I haven't seen that thing in a long time. All right, let me do this. Let me go on the back camera, and I'm going to show you this plate because, you know. All right. Now, what I got different tonight? All right, man. That sounds good. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, please let us know. These are the bacon wraps, and of course, this is that marinated pork. That's just incredible. But these guys, man, yeah, these are black mushrooms. Look at this. Oh yeah. If you guys are mushroom eaters, Dave left alone on Periscope. What do you mean? If you guys are mushroom fans, I mean, this is just like, yeah. So that'll put this back. We made Dave's left alone. I got 20 viewers on Periscope right now. So yeah, I've had a pretty consistent viewership on Periscope tonight, which is unusual because Periscope is such a fickle mistress. I'll do a broadcast and I'll get, you know, 40 views or 35 views. It's okay. If I'll do another one, I'll get 2,500, or sometimes I'll get like 4,000. So, yeah. Yeah. No, listen, you don't have to explain it to me. I actually prefer YouTube. I know what you mean, and the sound is nice too. What some of you may not have known, or may not actually know, is that on Taiwan Live TV, I also embed at the very top of the page, the landing page. If you go to taiwanlive.tv, it's not a secure site because I don't collect anything. If I have comments, then I'll get an SSL certificate like I did for, you know, my commercial site and for PhoenixMediaForge.com. But what I'm trying to say is on the landing page, at the very top is the embed for the live show. And then below that is the embed for the currently selected video if you want to watch the replay. So seriously, of course you can't comment there, but for example, if you're like Dave and you're busy doing something and you just want to check in and hear what people are talking about, just go to taiwanlive.tv and click on the live stream and load right there. Oh, this is fantastic. Now, of course, I'm drinking this, what they call lime jiu, which is how they say rum in Chinese. See how red it is? Yeah, I've infused it with Sri Lankan cinnamon, and I'm drinking it with some of my soda water that I make with my soda stream, and boy, oh boy, is it good. Now this stuff here, this is that marinated pork. Dave, you got to come back to Taiwan just for this. I'm telling you, seriously. It's better than the bacon wraps. Got some of the cayenne pepper and some of the white pepper on that. That's just... that... I still owe you a visit. A little harder to manage with my kid in school. But yeah. And tonight, the added specialty, this is a piece of pork on the bottom with the mushroom. And those mushrooms are just, wow. All right, so we talked about a lot of interesting things tonight. And we showed quite a number of things. One thing I didn't show you guys was this ride on the Chao Phraya River. So that's the Chao Phraya River in Bangkok. Hey, Elias, thank you for joining. Nice to have you with us. And sorry I couldn't welcome you. You came in just as the video was going on. All right, now, some other cool stuff happened in Thailand. And for those of you who follow me really, really closely on social media, you may have seen this, but the rest of you have not. Many of my friends in Thailand are professional musicians, because I know all these Thai songs. When I go there, they always ask me to come up and play. Now, I have a video that I've not prepared to show you on my mobile phone yet, but I will soon in the coming days or so. But someone took a portrait mode, you know, like this, which I hate, you're looking through a keyhole, shot of me doing playing some guitar at a club, where I went to the club and the boss invited me to play. And I mean, I got a band and stuff, but trying to figure out something to play is the problem. You know, it's impromptu. So I asked them if they had a 3.5 millimeter, you know, TRS input on their console, and they said, yeah. I said, okay, then I'll just hand you my phone and you can play a backing track. And they said, okay. So one of my favorite tunes in the world is by a band called Free, where the singer goes by the name of Paul Rogers, who actually did a gig with Queen. A song called All Right Now. It's a perennial favorite, and gives you a chance to wail. And so, the problem is, the backing track is like a non-standard version. It's embarrassing because I couldn't tell when the solo was ending, and I kept trying to end it and it wouldn't end, and I kept trying to end it and it wouldn't end. I kept trying to end it and finally it ended. And then it's supposed to go back to the verse, but it went straight to the chorus. And anyway, it's a little embarrassing, but I want to play it because what the heck, you know? It's just some guitar playing. So here you go. This is me in a club in Bangkok playing guitar, and here we go. So let me hang on. Let me do this, and I'm gonna. I guess I gotta try to zoom in on it. So enough of that. But that is, in my opinion, one of the greatest rock tunes that's ever been written. I should hope to write a song as good as that. But if you do want to hear something that I've written and released, you can go to mjk.asia. That's my music website. And Phoenix Media Forge, Phoenix like the bird, phoenixmediaforge.com is my studio. Yeah, that was fun. You guys who came along later missed it because I posted some stuff earlier about Brian May, and then I showed some pictures of using the Brian May guitar in Taiwan, which is really, I mean, it's an amazing guitar. It's done me very well. Over the years, it's just been fantastic. I got one more little clip that I did. It's in portrait mode because it's on Instagram. This is my daughter Phoenix with a sea turtle. Yeah. Now there's one aspect about being in Thailand recently that I haven't really talked about that much because I have a lot of history with Thailand, but it goes back to like 2004. And between 2004 and 2007, I went to Thailand like 12 times or something. Went there in 2010, 2012. I've been there like 15 times or something. Know the place well. I'm heavily connected there. When I would go there, I would stay, 30 days. Sometimes I would go to Laos and then come back. Excuse me. So I've been there a lot. But what's happened in the intervening years is China has added something like 400, I don't know, 500 million people to the middle class. So all of a sudden, got all these Chinese tourists. And I wasn't expecting that. I should have, but I didn't really think about it. So we're in the hotel lobby, and I'm hearing Chinese accents I never heard before, and local languages I don't understand, you know, and sometimes they would be speaking Mandarin and a very thick accent. Excuse me. But it was cool to be able to just get in the elevator and freak people out, you know, get ready to press the button and just ask them, you know, which floor in Chinese, and then they just automatically answer, and it takes 10 seconds for them to realize, oh. But let me just say this. I'm glad you said that, because it's one of Wenwen's chefs that just came in with the green shirt. We went to the breakfast buffet, right? And I really wasn't thinking about it, but every time I went in to get something, it's all gone. And I noticed one woman, so I started counting. 8 times. She went up there 8 times, you know. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. I would love it now. But see, Dave, you're another long-time old school traveler, okay, like me. Seriously. We have a lot of the same Asian travel experiences, you know. I think you've been to more places. But you know what I'm talking about. We're in kind of the same category, you know, it's like we're not newbies to travel. And we remember when the Chinese people were few. There really weren't that many. You know, you'd find more German and Dutch tourists than, you know, Europeans than Chinese anywhere. But man, in Bangkok, it was everywhere I turned, it was Chinese, Chinese, Chinese. I'm like, why did I leave Taiwan? Even in our hotel was Taiwanese. That's cool. But some of the people were really rude. Like that place I showed you where they had the manatees and stuff, you know, the aquarium. I heard a woman speaking perfect English. She's from China. Perfect English. Accented perfectly, almost like American. And yet, there was some little attraction, and my daughter Phoenix was running over to it, and her kids were actually behind Phoenix, but they ran around and just jumped in it. And we just stopped. And we just looked. And finally the mother said, oh, Ding Chan, she said, just wait a second, you line up. And I said to Phoenix, in English, hey Pumpkin, just because they speak English doesn't mean they're civilized. Maybe that's a mean thing, but that's very true. And that's one of the things that I want to mention. If you're in business, and you're overseas, and you're dealing with people, don't assume that because they speak English well, that they have, let's just say, how can I put this? Well, I guess the term is Judeo-Christian morals, and that they would have democratic principles, okay? I guess that's how you would put it. But in other words, they don't think like you just because they speak English and sound like you. Because no Asian employee would ever go against their boss for any reason. I can't tell you how many times in the United States when I used to live there, that I fought my boss regular when I thought he was wrong about something. I remember I was talking to my boss one time about trying to get, sorry, I got an itch, this business. There's some customer, and I really wanted to see our company just grab all their business. But it would have taken a little bit of an investment to do it. Yeah, it's definitely a cultural thing, Jay Boyd. Definitely. But we all do it. And Americans have their cultural thing too, which I'll address in a second. But well, I can actually address it now if you want to. Americans are really good at insulting people. And once I left the United States and moved overseas, it really started to dawn on me. Like I went to a place one time. It's a takeout place. They have 2 tables and a little counter, L-shaped counter, and that's it. You can fit like maybe, you squeeze, maybe you could fit 4 people at each table, and a couple people there, but it's a takeout place. And every time you go there, not many people are actually eating there. So, I was sitting there with my wife and daughter. We had to order our food, and we were going to, you said it, not me, but thank you. Thank you for saying that. We were going to eat there. But a Caucasian heterosexual couple came in. I have to identify it correctly. And they, Ken, how you doing? Fist bump to you. And the woman turns to me and she says, could you move over, please, so we can, you know, eat? See, it was the, you know, that was the little subtle insult. As if I was sitting there because I specifically knew that they wanted to eat in a place that was primarily takeout, you see, and I was being an ass by not moving. And I looked at her, I'm like, what do you mean? How would I know? But to answer your question, no. We're sitting here, you can sit over there. Why do people do that? I remember one time I was talking to Jake Freeman. He's the guy on Periscope that used to do DJ stuff, and he discovered that the Periscope codec is stereo. This is way before Periscope Producer. He figured out how to get a stereo input signal into Periscope using an iPhone and the lightning connector. And I was talking to him about it, and at that time I mistakenly thought the Periscope codec was monaural, not stereo. I was wrong. So one of Jake's followers says to me on Twitter, he said, did you lose the headphones that came with your phone? And that always stuck with me, because that really is an insulting way to say, like, in other words, he didn't say, did you use the headphones that came with your phone so you get the stereo separation? Did you lose them? In other words, are you stupid? You know, and I'm really tired of it. And I have some interactions with Americans online, and I just at some point I don't respond. In Asia, and Dave will tell you, it's about respect, and it's amazing because this actually happens. And Mark's here too, and he'll tell you. Gangsters will call you on the phone to try to scam you out of money. And you go, "Hi, it's a gangster," and you hang up. And they'll call you back. And they'll say, "Don't you know that it's impolite to hang up on somebody? So you should go, 'I'm sorry, you're a gangster and you're trying to scam me. No, thank you. Bye-bye.'" And then hang up, and it's okay. But the thing is I don't really watch much U.S. television here, you know. I'm in Asia, it's a different situation. But every once in a while I'll run across some U.S. TV show, and I swear I'm watching it like this. They talk to each other like that? Wow. But you know, they really talk to each other like that. They talk to each other so, I don't know. Anyway, now the other thing that Americans do, and I think it's in their DNA, and I don't know why, but I have a theory. Is Americans like to tell everybody else how to do things, and how to run their country and their business, and yeah. Seems like it's built into the DNA, you know. So sometimes I have to ask people, American people, we're having discussions. Are you trying to convince me of something? What do you mean? Well, you're coming on like really strong with this evidence and all these Google links and things, like you're trying to, you know, head slam me on the table and prove something to me. And that's what Americans do. So it's hard for me when I go back to the States to relate to people like that, because, you know, most of the time I'm interacting here with people in Chinese language, and there's all kinds of polite references of things that we have in Chinese. When, you know, like when the boss came over here and he brought me my food, it was considerably late, but he had, I live here, man. I've lived in this neighborhood for 15 years. I've known this guy for a long time, and I come over here all the time. And so he put me on hold so he could take care of the Wadai coding, the takeout customers, right? And so, yeah, that's okay. But he made this statement which says, you know, I'm embarrassed. Well, how easy, you know? So he was saying, I'm sorry, excuse me, but in an embarrassing way. And there really isn't much of that in Western culture. I know I'm picking on Americans, but it's Western culture in general. But I will say that the people north in Canada seem to have the politeness part down a little better. Now, that being said, America's a strange place because you will find some of the most helpful, generous, and humble individuals right next to those other types. It's amazing. Many people in the States helped me with my career when I was young. So, no, not all. No, I wouldn't say that. Let me also just say this too, Dean. Excuse me. And I don't want to make it seem like I pick on the U.S. I was born there. The online persona is different than the in real life, and you know that. People will say things behind a keyboard, you know, and I think though that people in the U.S. may be guilty of that, maybe to a higher degree, or I don't know, you know, than other countries. But it's like the keyboard warriors, you know, they're all 2 meters tall, 200 kilograms, solid muscle, when they're behind the keyboard, you know. But I had some amazing experience. I remember I was working at I was in New York City. I just did a job down there in the studio, and you know how it is sometimes. I was really short on cash in my pocket, man. So I hopped in a cab. And before we went anywhere, I showed the cab driver a check. I said, I got a check. What I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to take me to the bank right away and wait for me. I will go inside, I will cash this check, and I will come out with cash. At that point, I want to go someplace else, but then I'll have the cash to pay you. Is that okay? And he said, yeah, close the doors. Okay, so I closed the door. We got over to the bank. And I said, okay, you're gonna wait, right? So I'm not trying to scam you. You know what he said to me? He said, have a nice day. Welcome to New York. And he took off. It's like a $15, fare. And I was going to go, to the airport. It would have been about maybe 45 or 50 bucks. He just, so I've had some really incredible experiences. And on the other hand, but the interesting thing is some of the, like about the lady, we want to eat, so we can eat. Some of the experiences that I've had that are weird were involving expats, living outside of the United States and in other countries. And just, I don't know what to tell you, so. Yeah. Well, when you say that, the implication has to be that the person is, purposefully doing something or not doing something to your disadvantage. And it's just, you just want to go, but can't do that. That's always wrong. But what I do is these days everything is, I just like, what do you mean? The other thing that gets me too is communicating in Chinese is very definite. But English is the only language that I've ever had any experience with, and I've had experience with, 4 or 5 different languages. But, where that's okay means no. Would you like some more of this? That's okay. Okay. No, 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 no. I don't want any. Huh? You said that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. No, no, no. So the problem is, I've been living overseas so long, when I meet other expats that speak English, and they say something like, that's okay, then I say something to words to the effect of, I realize this may make me sound stupid, but I always get confused in English when people say, that's okay. Does that mean it's okay? Or does it mean it's not okay? Exactly. There's a story about that, Dean, where a professor was talking about contractions. Let me see if I can get this right. He said, a double negative always equals a positive. But there's no instance in the English language where a double positive means a negative. And a student in the front row said, yeah, right. That's a good one. So I always have to ask, that's okay. Does that mean yes? Does that mean no? Of course I understand what they mean. The other one I hate. Oh my goodness. I used to live in Massachusetts, right? And it was enough dealing with that ridiculous accent. I'm from Boston. From where? From Boston. From Boston. Yeah. The city of Boston. Okay. The one that used to get me was, no problem. Somebody would do something nice for you, and you would say, thank you. And they would go, no problem. What do you mean? Why would there be a problem? I mean, no problem. That just sounds like, I don't know. To me personally, that was one of the most condescending things anybody could ever say. No problem. Well, excuse me if I inconvenienced you. Man, oh man. So, needless to say, I don't say no problem. Unless it's appropriate. Because we say that in Chinese too. They win tea. In Thai they say, mai pen rai. But that's, yeah, no worries. That's not as bad though. That's not the same. Because our good friend Dave says no worries all the time. He says that a lot. To me, that's not the same as no problem. And I don't know why. I think it's just me. I think I'm just being Gui Mao, they say in Chinese. I think I'm just being picky. Maybe I'm being stupid. Yeah, that's probably it. But in Chinese, if something happens and we think there might be an issue, we'll just say, oh, Mei Wen Ti. But we never would say, hey, thank you so much. But we would never say, if someone said like, xie xie, like, thank you, we would never say, Mei Wen Ti. It would just be very strange. I should, I don't want to ask the boss because he gets a little carried away. But yeah, that's a new one. Hey, Pitt, you looking to get blocked? You looking to get blocked? What are you, an idiot? Bat soup. Let's do this. We're just going to put this right over here. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's over here. So moderators, you do what you want. I know what you mean, Neil, with a good luck. You know, it's usually like, it's followed usually by the term with that. Good luck with that. But it means ostensibly that you disagree with somebody. So, anyway. Yeah. We have Prism Live here, so we can do whatever we want. So, yeah. I know. But I must say that there is, and you know this is true, there is something of a satisfying nature to be able to say that. Good luck with that. Especially when you know that you're right. And what so-and-so is about to do is going to blow up in their face, right? There isn't anybody that I can ask this in Chinese. The boss, right? He's a little verbose. Sometimes I'll ask him a question and he'll give me a 15-minute answer. And I can appreciate, you know, that he's trying to be thorough on all that stuff, but I want to ask somebody in Chinese about, you know, if you were to say, no problem. If somebody said thank you and you said no problem, what would be the, you know, the social ramifications of that? I guess the way to put it would be, would somebody think that it was strange, inappropriate, you know, out of place, or just a normal kind of thing? So now he's a little bit busy, but where's Wenwen? I need to find Wenwen. 大文，你知道是不是知道温温在吗？知道吗？啊？温温他在吗？知道吗？温看车子啊。嗯。好像不在。嗯。今天好像不在。应该不在哈。嗯，对。All right, 谢谢。Looks like Wenwen's not here, and her sister was running in and out, so. Hey, 老板。我们看话哈，我们想一想，就是因为 I'm gonna explain to you what's going on。美国人，就我们讲话这样子，如果你说谢谢，美国人很常说没问题，没关系，不是没问题，哦，没问题，没问题。我问你，你觉得没问题是怪的吗？如果不会吗？如果我跟你说谢谢，你想要说没问题吗？没问题。Okay. So he's saying, hey Rob, how you doing? Nice to have you with us. So he's saying that it's not strange. If I was going to like say to him, you know, thank you for something, and he would just say no problem. So, yeah, I guess it's just me. Rob, how you doing? And I just want to make sure I give you a fist bump. I probably already did, but just forgot already. So maybe it's just me. And I'm being stupid, exacting, whatever. I think you're right, Neil. I think you hit it because it's about the sincerity. Excellent. Thank you so much. Like, if you do something for somebody, right, and they show appreciation, well, doesn't that make you appreciate that? It does me. Somebody shows appreciation. I often don't want them to be, overly concerned about that, but they owe me or to thank me. But I would never say no problem. I would always say, oh, you're quite welcome. Oh, of course, it's my pleasure. Things like that. But I never say no problem. I just think, when I think about it, 就是我想你想，就是在美国那时候没问题，就是不一样的意思，就是不一样的意思。会吗？对啊，就是差不多不一样。It's just that, I think about, in America, I just think the way they say no problem, the meaning is a little bit different, But I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why it's not the same. just that, 就是应该是他给你的是感谢，就是麻烦的感谢。That's what it is. You know what it is? I just realized it's because he agrees with me. Because what it is if you feel like that person is giving you the impression like you've annoyed them, then that's the issue. So sometimes you'll ask somebody, do you know where such and such a place is? Yeah, and then they'll say, well, okay, it's over here. It's okay, but how can I get there? And you might have to bother them a little bit more, and then finally say thank you. They're like, no problem, but they're not. Hey, but they're not like cordial, like it was my pleasure to assist you. So that's what it is. That's where it just hit me when I was speaking in Chinese that it's about we say in Chinese the mafan, the inconvenience, just the 不方便的意思, the inconvenience of that and the annoyance of that is how I would translate mafan, the annoyance factor. So. Well, hey JL, how you doing? Nice to have you with us. Best bump to you. Everybody, gotta follow JL from Switzerland. JL, I think everybody in the world knows you already, but yeah. So yeah, we do follow some topics. Now JL makes me feel stupid because he dreams in more languages than I speak, so. Neo, exactly. Because one, I really hope you find luck with that, right? You're wishing a person well. But the second one, good luck with that, is you're predicting their failure. I'm doing well, JL. Thanks. And really missing you in Taiwan, man. Haven't seen you since what was it? January 2018, right? Yeah. So it's what? My goodness. 2.5 years. Oh, whoa. Oh, earthquake. Of course, I could always come to Switzerland, but just not right now. I've decimated. Kenan, thank you. Now, really? Okay. Well, JL, you got to come to my studio, man. Because I hadn't built it when you were here before, so. April, May, fantastic. Now, so for those of you who just joined, I showed this earlier. This is amazing. This thing is like over 10 years old, and it's a little fan with plastic blades. But you got to see this, okay? You got to see this. That'll be fantastic. Inan, 请问你是台湾人吗? So look at this. Mm, 是好啊。我看的时候谢谢。我觉得我是台湾人。Now look at this, man. Taiwan, isn't it cool? Taiwan beer. I gotta hold it over this side. 我美国来的，我们开公司。现在我在台湾，就是这边是虎口，虎口乡新竹县。我们开贸易公司。我是在这边 ，Oh my goodness！ 我是在台湾，就是，I know， 16年了，谢谢。Oh, Shinpong, okay. Yes, this guy, Enon, right? I assume is a guy. He's like, just like, 应该5公里, huh? Right? So he's like 5 kilometers away. Yeah, so funny. Okay. So Taiwan beer, and I love how it does the rotating thing. So I got to get that, man. I got to get one of these, you know, for the. Well, I got to get one of these for Taiwan Live TV. So he said, "Doi, that means right." That's so funny, man. It's like right down the street from me. So, okay. All right, so evidently we have some Chinese-speaking viewers. So, this is Taiwan. 这个是台湾的朗姆酒. This is Taiwan rum. 我冲味道. I infused it with flavor. 我冲那个肉桂的味道. So I infused it with cinnamon flavor. And of course I poured over the ice. Well, the base is just it's pretty good, man. I mean, it says, okay, smooth and suavity taste. Okay, so it's suavity, but it says it's aged in oak barrels, which, you know, gives it a little something. It's not like Old Monk from India where it's aged 7 years, but it's not bad. And I just put a little bit of soda. Just go this way. And my cup is absolutely full to the top with ice. And so, Jobbing quite indoors, so I got a lot of ice in there. So, but yeah. So JL, by the way, now for those of you who don't know, JL is almost as active on YouTube as he is on Periscope, and he has slowly over time been producing these amazing videos about his trip to the South American continent, and you guys got to check it out. Now, he sent me a link just the other day. I haven't seen the last one, but every other single one that you sent me, JL, I've watched them all, and they're fantastic. So, would you do me a favor, and would you please tell everybody, like right now, what your YouTube channel is, because, you know, I want people to be able to get, okay. If it's JL Switzerland, I'm going to feel like an idiot. But seriously, just, you know, let us know what the actual YouTube channel is, because I want people to be able to find you. So now I really like being able to hit this and being able to use the Chinese keyboard. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to whoops. Come on. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. Okay. Oh, come on, stop doing this. JL Switzerland, okay, yeah. Well, that's okay. Well, that makes total sense. I appreciate it. So, and I want to say hi to all our friends that read Chinese. So there you go. So, the funny thing is, right, is I can't really write Chinese with a pen, but I can write it on a keyboard, right, and a computer keyboard or on my mobile phone, so I can say, whatever I want to say. So, yeah. Ni hao. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So, and JL, listen. Okay. When I told you guys, let me tell you, oh my goodness, when I told you that I said that JL makes me feel like I'm an idiot, he speaks Thai fluently, reads it and writes it. He was here next door, right, at the Thai place next door, and he went over to the menu, and he's reading it in Thai. Of course, I was reading it in Chinese, but Chinese is infinitely more easy than Thai. Thai is incomprehensible, and he can read it. Oh my goodness. Wow. And then we took him to meet the boss lady, and he told the boss lady who he was, and she's like, "Oh, I know who you are," because he's a singer, right? A lot of people don't know this. JL was like a rock star in Thailand. Yeah, that was funny, man. That was fun. And you know what? You told me things about the boss lady's husband that I never heard before about him being in the military and stuff. When he was a young man, he saw this guy getting beheaded and all this stuff. I still remember that because it made an impression on me. Because he never told me that. But you know how it is, though, JL. People will always tell somebody something more in their native language than they will in another language. And although the guy's fluent in Chinese, it's not his native language. And he's not going to talk to me about those things, the same way. So it's pretty interesting. So, I think, see, I'm going to make sure this isn't zoomed out or zoomed in. Okay, yeah, they just took an electric scooter back into the thing here. So JL was a big rock star. He was a singer like 30-something years ago. Yeah, well, me too. Okay, so welcome to the washed up rock star club. I mean, what do you think we're doing here? We're hanging on to this stuff, right? So listen. You know what's going to happen? 15, 20 years from now, JL, we're all going to be sitting around the same place in our wheelchairs, going, whoops, whoa. We're all going to be in our wheelchairs with our wireless mics. I hooked on the feeling. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm high on believing. Doing the stuff that nobody even knows anymore. That I'm in love with you. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm just letting you know. Okay. So if you want to know what I'm doing or what I've done in the past, just go to mjk.asia. You've got 60 youngster. Well, I'm glad to hear that you made it, and I want to see you around for more than that. Yeah, I'm 64 actually, but the great part about it is once you get over 50, 3 or 4 years, either way. Like I told my wife, that 5 years or so doesn't make really any difference in my appearance. It's just doesn't. It's not like I'm 10 years old, I'm going to 15, or I'm 15 and I'm going to 20, But so going from 60 to 65, it just doesn't really matter. So yeah. You look the same. Well, I will tell you, I have had the pleasure of meeting JL in person. It was cool. JL, you have, and I don't care how this sounds, you have absolutely beautiful eyes, brother man. And they don't show up like that on camera. So when I met you, your eyes were sparkling, like really bright, really blue, and it's just amazing. I know I never said that to you. I didn't say it to you when I met you. That would kind of been a strange opening line, but yeah, that's one. It's one of the things that everybody looks different in person, right? And so you see people on TV or you see people and movies or on YouTube or in live streaming and things, and you see them in person. It's all different. So, but yeah, man. So this is the boss man's wife. She's from Vietnam, and they're working the business here. 今天晚上你喝酒吗？
今天我没有，因为这几天我吹南风，我的关节就不好，就很不舒服。
Okay.
所以说我没有喝。
Okay. How? He was saying there's too much.
我再找你喝。
Okay. There's too much wind tonight. He doesn't like medically.
吹南风，要跟他讲，吹这个南风。
我懂你的意思. Yeah. He said there's a south wind blowing,
潮湿
so
了，
it's,
我关节就好痛。
yep. So he's saying that he has like nerve pain and stuff, and so it bothers him. So hey, how you doing, Bernardo? Nice to have you with us. All right, fist bump to you. So, all right, this has been a great show. Now the problem is, I love being on the air with you guys for like a long time, and it's nice having this party. But the problem is the replay. Because somebody looks at a replay and they go, "What? It's 3 hours?" Yeah, I'm not watching that. Which is funny because if you go to like Africa TV, the Korean service, there's one lady that I used to follow because she's really interesting. She's from Laos and she would show the village a lot in her home. But I'm telling you the truth. She would plug her battery bank in or plug the phone into the mains to a charger. And I'm not lying, 14, 17, 20-hour streams. I don't know who would watch the replay, because the problem with it is when you're when you're scrubbing, right? Okay, if the video is an hour long, then you got a pretty good resolution. But the video is like, okay, 4 hours long, or it's 14 hours long. So you move this much. Oh, I went 2 hours. Oh, boom. Oh, I went 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't like look for anything. It's like you'll go, oh, they're gonna catch a chicken, and they're gonna cut it up and they're gonna eat it. Okay, so I don't want to watch them catching the chicken or just talking about it. So I want to watch them. I want to watch them clean the chicken and cut it up. So you're like, oh, too far. It's like, oh, you can't even zoom in on it, So it's like she was doing like these 14-hour streams, and I'm looking at my phone and I'm going, 14 hours. It is a scaling problem, J-Boy. Yeah, exactly, and you would know that too. Yeah, but what are you going to do? So, but Africa TV is a really nice platform. But I signed out of it, okay? I got a new device, and I went to sign back in, and for some reason, I don't know why, I couldn't find my password. And I don't know why, because I save all my passwords. Couldn't find them, right? So I wrote to them like 4 times, and they finally said, "What's the problem?" I said, "Look, I don't know what my password is." They said, did you... I don't know. I didn't ask her. It was a modern phone, though. It was nice and wide. Nice and wide. Probably Samsung. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure when I signed up with Twitter and I used Taiwan Live TV. But here's the thing. I go to sign in, and it says, okay, forgot password. So I click forgot password. Here's me, forgot password. Then it says, type in your username. Okay. Taiwan Live TV. Username not found. So I go back. Then it said, forgot username. Okay. Type email that you signed up with. Okay, and I type my email and it goes, email not found. So I went through the email and I screenshotted it, and I screenshotted, my channel, and I sent it to him, and I said, this is it. This is the email that I use, and blah, blah, blah. And so I'll go, okay, fine, whatever. I'll sign up again because it says I don't have a username. Maybe it eliminated me. But if I just go to Africa TV, without signing in, just as an anonymous user, and I look for my channel, I can find it. So anyway, so I tried to sign up with Twitter, and it says, okay, then it asked me to put in my username. It says, username is taken, but it can't find it when I'm trying to find my password. It's just very, very frustrating, and it's just anyway. So I wrote to them several times, and I assumed it was COVID-19, you know, because it was Korea and they got hit really hard. And they sent me one email, and I replied to them, and that was 4 months ago, and I haven't heard a thing from them. So as far as I'm concerned, unless I want to go with an off-the-wall, unrelated, you know, which I don't want to, because Taiwan Live TV, they only allowed that number of, you know, Taiwan Live TV, right, without the dot. They only allowed that number of letters, you know, for a username. So I couldn't go like Taiwan Live TV 1 or, you know, and so anyway. And I tried just doing Taiwan Live, and it said that that's taken too, which it's not. It's just, they're messed up. I don't know what's going on. They're messed up, but oh well. So anyway, now this week in my studio, I got a mixing job from a guy in Ireland. He's really, really good. And it's a tune like I've never mixed before. There's no drums at all. It's just a guy playing a piano, singing very naked and open, but he's got some background vocals that come in and some really strong synth and some really cool stuff. So I'm going to ask him if when I'm done mixing it, can I play it for my fans? Yeah, it is a hazard of modern life. You're absolutely right, because we wouldn't have this problem if we were living in the 1880s. Yeah, I couldn't sign in to the plow, so I could plow the field. So, honey, that's why, you know, I haven't plowed the lower 40s, because I couldn't sign in. But anyway, I am zeroing in. I'm getting ready to have the first tune finished, and I think, excuse me, sorry. The first tune for my new album, I'm going to do a cover tune. I have not actually ever released a cover tune. I've only ever recorded one other cover tune, and it's a version of Soul Man that I did in the 90s, and it was really hot. It was a great version. I don't know where that is now. It's probably in the tape room at Fleetwood. But I'm recording a version of Cheap Tequila, which is a Rick Derringer song. And Johnny Winter did a version of it too. Cheap Tequila, you can find it on YouTube. It's a really great tune. And I'm doing a version of it. I'm playing, you know, of course, everything on it. But I've asked a couple people to guest. I've asked a guy named David Porter from the U.S. to do some acoustic guitar. I'm going to see how his tracks, you know, how they sound. And if they sound good, I'll use them. If not, I'll do another track myself. Tony Vaughn has said that he'll do the bass tracks for me. A friend of mine, Eddie Knight, who was in my high school band, is attempting to do the keyboards. And a friend of mine here in Taiwan, well, actually, it's a couple, but the wife is going to do some violin for me. So I really want to zero in and finish that tune and release it on Spotify. But what I'd like for you to do is let's do this. Let's see what I can do here. Let me go to, oh, sorry. Let me do, hang on. Can't find it anywhere. What do I want to do? I want to do, no, well, I want to write a comment. Okay, I can do this. It says I can write a comment. Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize I could do this. So that is my studio, phoenixmediaforge.com. And if you go to this website, it says on the landing page that we own the following properties. And one of the properties is recording artist MJK. Now that's me. I have been going by that moniker for 3 decades. But you can find out what I'm doing in my studio here. And I've written a couple technical articles. I'm starting to write more technical articles again on recording, which is something that I really, really want to do. So, Nicole, how are you? My goodness, it's good to see you. Wow, we've been on the air for an hour and 45 minutes. It's so, oh, we missed you so much. Dave was asking about you the other day. How have you been doing? Oh, we did so much here tonight, you know, on the show already. So, but nice to have you with us. How's everything? How's your family? Everybody healthy, I hope. You're not always late. No. There's a time difference, that's for sure. I was just mentioning this here. This is my studio, phoenixmediaforge.com. I'm just kind of trying to promote that a little bit in case people want to find out, you know, about my the music stuff, you know, that I've been doing. But a friend of mine, actually a couple, dear friends of mine, they had to go back to the States today. They won't be back until September. They've been living in Taiwan for, you know, like me, like 15 or 16 years. And he has to go back because he has to take care of his mother, and they're in California, and I am deathly afraid that they're going to get sick. I know. Because let me tell you, out of all the places on planet Earth that you want to be right now, it's here in Taiwan. And I showed this earlier. This is amazing. You're going to love this. According to Wikipedia, this week, look guys, look. Taiwan, it's a country. Look, it's a country. Country in East Asia. Taiwan, officially the Republic of China, ROC. It says disputed, discussed. Well, let me tell you something. I want to tell you something. In English, disputed means it's code for China disagrees with that. You'll see all these news reports. The disputed South China Sea. No. The disputed Taiwan Strait. No. There's no dispute. No. Just China's making trouble. And they sent another fighter plane today. Or, excuse me, yesterday. They sent like, in the last week, they sent 2 fighters over to us, and the Taiwanese keep going up and chasing them out. You know what I mean? So here's the thing. I gotta tell you something. You probably don't know this. Yeah. The Chinese built a new stealth fighter. And you might think, that's really cool. It doesn't have a gun. Yeah, it doesn't have a gun. They're making a mistake that was made during the Vietnam era. The United States came out with a military aircraft that didn't have a gun. Because World War II was the turboprop age. The B-24, the B-17, you know, the Lancaster, the Mosquito, and then towards the end of the war, the Germans came out with a Messerschmitt that was a jet. All right, fast forward to 1952, the Korean conflict, that became the jet warfare age. Jet warfare. So by the time the Vietnam conflict, which is another police action, came around, they said, well, there's not going to be any more dog fighting like, you know, it used to be in World War I and World War II where they would fight, you know, really close. We're going to, you know, radar lock somebody that's 15 miles away. We're going to press the button on the stick and we're going to send a Sidewinder missile that's going to blow them up. So we don't need a gun. Except for one thing. A lot of the opposition aircraft that they were fighting were slow. So they had to slow down, and they found out that they were actually fighting in. This is something that martial artists do when they size up an opponent. They find out, is this guy an in-fighter or an out-fighter? Does he want to keep you at a distance so he can throw kicks and long punches, or does he want to come in so he can, you know? It's a lot of things like that, you know, are like that in life. And so, the militaries, you know, the Marines, the Air Force, and the Navy kept asking the government, no, just can you put a gun on it? We want to shoot. Can you put a gun on it? And finally, the last iteration of this aircraft came along, and finally they could push the trigger in, like shoot, and suddenly, oh my goodness, you know, they're winning battles. Well, the Chinese apparently didn't get the memo. And they have, you know, I mean, if you look at the F-35 with the turbofan, you know, it can like hover like a helicopter, and it could just sit there. I mean, you could shoot. It can shoot a bridge down with the cannon that it has on it, you know, seriously. And so the Chinese have a stealth fighter with no gun. Which means if you don't have a gun, you can't even strafe with it. You know what I mean? Like you can't like shoot troops on the beach and stuff. Which is good for the people in Taiwan, especially in my house, because I can see, you know, the ocean from where I live. I don't want them strafing. But all I can say is the best thing about the Chinese military is that all of their hardware is made in China. Well, yep, which is why I recommend that everybody download the app called Taiwan News. Taiwan News. And you can also go to the website called The Diplomat. Yeah. And then you can get like what's going on over here. And Taiwan News covers obviously Japan and, you know, Pan Asia, but yeah. So how do you like that? They built a jet with no gun. And so they're gonna get a rude awakening because all of the Taiwanese military fighter aircraft have guns. They got missiles too, but they all have guns. All right, so the Diplomat. Yeah, the Diplomat is a website. It's a news website. But there's an app called Taiwan News, just like that, and you can find it, you know, in the Apple store, or you can find it in Google Play. Taiwan News. It's really, really good. And so with that, I'm going to leave you with my little fan that I showed a couple times. This is ancient. This thing's over 10 years old. And yeah, I love it. It's a little plastic, you know, soft blades. Because I love you too. And Taiwan beer, so yeah. This is crazy. So that's it. You guys take care. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure. And so nice to see you, Nicole. Thanks, everyone. Gosh, there's just too many people to thank. But you know, we had Dave, we had Kenrod, we had JL, we had Mark. Of course, you know, J-Boy was right in from the beginning. We had Dean. We had a bunch of new people that I've never interacted with before. It's great. It's fantastic. Thanks so much for joining. And we'll see you next time on Taiwan Live TV. Yeah, thank you so much. And say hi to your mom, okay? We appreciate it, because I know she used to watch, and it was great. You guys take care. We'll see you next time. I'm going to say Tai Chin. Oh, Bernardo, too. Don't want to forget Bernardo. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Bernardo's always been, you know, Bernardo's been one of my biggest supporters from way back in the very beginning. Yeah, so cool. Thank you so much. You guys take care. Fist bump to you. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to have to make an outro instead of just saying bye-bye, but that's it. Thank you so much. J-Boy, take care. Thanks for hanging in. You stuck around for the whole night. Thank you so much. You guys take care. We'll see you next time on Taiwan Live TV. So we'll say Tai Jen, one on, bye-bye. That was fantastic. All right, good.